Ding ding ling, dong ding ling. At exactly 6:25 a.m., the alarm rang sharply. Our protagonist blinked groggily, sat up by reflex, and rubbed his near-sighted eyes to wake himself. 6:28. The sound of running water came from the bathroom. Let's skip that part, nothing special to see. After a quick shower, out stepped a breathtakingly handsome man. Yes, our very own main character himself. 6:50. While eating breakfast, he absent-mindedly watched the morning news on TV. 1 minute passed too quickly, he was running late. He hurriedly washed the dishes, buttoned up his crisp shirt, adjusted his cuffs, slicked back his hair until not a single strand was out of place, and slipped on his glasses. Looking into the mirror, he couldn't help but sigh in satisfaction. Perfect, as always. After straightening his tie, our protagonist, Park Sun-woo, made his grand appearance. This was his third year working at DM Electronics. With light steps, he made his way to the office. Inside the accounting department, several colleagues were already at their desks. He put on his accountant armor, the classic armband and badge. Yes, our main character was none other than a modest member of the accounting team, Park Sun-woo. Born into an ordinary family, with a completely ordinary childhood, and a face so plain he could blend into any crowd. But he didn't mind. Ordinary life is the best kind of life, he often thought. Of course, the moment he took off his glasses, that plain look vanished, a hidden beauty revealed, if only for a second. Just then, a co-worker approached. "Oh, Sun-woo, you're here, perfect timing, this is for you." Still half adjusting his glasses, Sun-woo reached out to take the document. "Thanks," he said. The co-worker, catching a glimpse of his uncovered face, froze. "Wait, your face." Sun-woo blinked, confused, as he slid his glasses properly back on. "What about my face?" The co-worker rubbed her eyes. "Nothing, must be seeing things." She walked off muttering to herself. There's no way someone could look that different without glasses, right? Sun-woo led a life that was average in every possible way. Graduated from a decent but unremarkable university. Landed a stable job at a respectable company. And even got assigned to his dream department, handling accounts and financial ledgers. Sure, he sometimes said silly things and had a stubborn streak. But overall, his motto was simple. As long as I don't cause trouble, I'm fine. At noon, it was lunchtime. Sun-woo felt genuinely content with his peaceful, uneventful life. He had no interest in romance or ambition. Being a lifelong assistant is fine. As long as I retire healthy and live long, I'll be happy. Yet even a content minimalist like him had one or two weaknesses. As he stretched and prepared to get back to work, a familiar voice called his name. His cheeks immediately flushed red before he even turned around. It was Young Tae-min, the company's golden boy, handsome, confident, charming. Also, the man Sun-woo had secretly admired for months. Tae-min smiled at him. "Hey, are you eating at the cafeteria again today?" Hearing his voice, Sun-woo's ears practically steamed. His mind went completely blank. Another co-worker joined in the conversation, laughing with Tae-min, while Sun-woo just stood there watching, heart-pounding, thinking blissfully. Today marks the 157th day since Deputy Young joined the company. His biggest joy in life was secretly watching Young Tae-min. During lunch break, Tae-min took off his jacket and stretched, ready for a quick nap. Meanwhile, Sun-woo hid near the doorway, sneaking glances. His eyes traced the man's sculpted body, broad shoulders, perfect lines. Just then, Tae-min turned his head, their eyes met. He winked. Sun-woo froze, his heart nearly exploded out of his chest. He bolted away like a startled rabbit. Unbeknownst to him, Tae-min rubbed his own eye afterward, muttering, "Huh, did something just get in my eye?" Meanwhile, poor Sun-woo was off in a dizzy daze, his imagination running wild. "No way, he winked at me. No, no, no. Someone like him could never like someone as plain as me, right?" But then came the dangerous thought. Still, if I could just sleep with him once before I die, how amazing would that be? He sighed, blushing at his own fantasy. Back at his desk, Sun Woo pulled out a notebook covered in doodles of Deputy Young. Flipping through the pages, he started his daily diary entry. Day 157 of Deputy Young's time at the company. And then, his imagination took flight again. Sure, I'm ordinary, but my taste is way too high. That's why I've never dated anyone. I've read too many BL mangas and novels, I can't stop daydreaming. But my body is still pure. He sighed dramatically. It's unfair, really. His pen scribbled on as his mind spiraled deeper into fantasy. No, I'm like a lion. Even starving, I'd never eat grass. If it's not someone like Deputy Young, forget it. Then he blinked. Wait, if I use toys, does that still count as staying pure? He covered his face, cheeks burning. Whatever, imagination is free. He pictured Young Tae-min's strong hands. His low, commanding voice, his reflection in the desk mirror caught his flushed expression. Oh no, I look completely desperate. He slammed the mirror shut. To commemorate today's wink, I'll write 3 pages. The scratching of his pen filled the quiet office. Later that night, inside a dim hotel room, a man wearing a collar around his neck was pinned to the floor. Tae-min, he gasped. Young Tae-min, shirt half unbuttoned, held the leash in one hand, a cigarette in the other. He took a slow drag, exhaled, and threw the lighter against the wall. You dared call me Tae-min? His voice dropped low. Say it properly, call me master. At the gym, the next morning, Young Tae-min was doing one-handed push-ups, then jogging. Someone called out behind him. He stopped, pulled out his earphones. Chief Lee, what brings you here? Chief Lee patted his belly, grinning. Trying to work out before it's too late. Tae-min laughed. You look great as always, Chief. He was about to resume jogging when Lee said, Deputy Young, wait. Tae-min sighed, turning off the treadmill. What is it, Chief? Lee scratched his head awkwardly. Do you know someone from accounting, Park Sun-woo? Walking down the corridor, Tae-min thought for a second. Ah, yeah, quiet guy. Lee nodded. Exactly. Tae-min chuckled. He's the type who gets flustered by the smallest thing. I even caught him sneaking glances at me a few times. He smirked faintly. Pretty sure he thinks I haven't noticed. Once, he'd filmed me with his camcorder. Maybe it was guilt, he claimed he was filming plants, mumbling some incoherent excuse that was so absurd it almost made me laugh. I had to pretend not to notice. What Young Tae-min didn't know was that Park Sun-woo really had been filming plants that day. He stopped walking and rubbed his eyes. Just then, Section Chief Lee's voice came again. Our team leader got angry yesterday and reported him to our. Hearing that, Young Tae-min turned to Lee in disbelief. Team leader Kim. Yeah, he used the corporate card at a hotel and tried to get it reimbursed with company funds. Lee said carefully, sitting on a chair in the break room. Used the corporate card at a hotel. Tae-min frowned, folding his arms across his chest. Was it for business? Lee shook his head nervously. He was drunk, and it wasn't even one of his subordinates. It was someone from another department. At that, Tae-min almost lost his composure. For God's sake. Luckily it wasn't one of those private bars. Lee added quickly, just a normal hotel. So, is there any way to fix this? Tae-min exhaled through his nose, then smiled faintly. Let's talk to Park Sun-woo first. I'll call you later, Section Chief. The next day in the office, everyone turned toward the direction of the voices, even though they were trying to keep it quiet. Sun-woo, please, cut me some slack. Deputy Yu was sitting across from Park Sun-woo, his tone impatient. I know, by principle you're right. I was mad too when those old guys started spouting nonsense. But sometimes things happen beyond our control. Sun-woo just looked at him calmly, adjusting his glasses. Deputy Yu grew more flustered, his face nearly steaming. If you don't want to handle it, just hand it over to me. But Park Sun-woo wasn't the kind of person to back down easily, except when it came to one man. He spoke evenly. If it were any other time, I'd consider it, but right now the company's tightening audits. Sun Woo, Yu cut him off sharply. You can't refuse a direct order from the team leader. Before Sun Woo could respond, a calm voice came from nearby. Deputy Yu. The voice belonged to assistant manager Young Tae-min. At once, Sun Woo's face flushed red and his heart began pounding uncontrollably. Sorry to interrupt, Tae-min said with a polite smile. Mind if I borrow Sun Woo for a moment? Borrow me, take me, please, take me forever, Sun Woo thought wildly. Yu sighed. We were just talking about the HR complaint. I've said all I can. So go ahead and take him. Tae-min smiled softly, the kind of smile that melted tension like spring sunlight. Then let's have a little chat. Sun Woo adjusted his glasses again, trying to calm his nerves. Oh my god, I'm really going to be alone with him. In a quiet, secluded meeting room, Tae-min spoke first. It's not something serious. Well, maybe a little serious. Just then, a message popped up on his phone, from team leader Kim. He glanced at it briefly, placed the phone on the table, and stood up. I'll grab some drinks. Wait here. Ah, I can go. Sun Woo offered awkwardly. It's fine, Tae-min said with a small smile before leaving. Just sit tight. As soon as he was gone, Sun Woo's heart began fluttering like mad. He buried his face in his arms. All this happened because that idiot Kim didn't want to pay 151 out of pocket. Thank you, you shameless bastard. Thanks to you, I get alone time with Tae-min. Then, a soft ping. A new message appeared on the phone Tae-min had left on the table. Out of habit, Sun Woo glanced over, and froze. Even with his poor eyesight, he recognized the distinctive notification design instantly. It was that app, the one gay men used to find hookups. He knew because he downloaded it once himself, out of curiosity, before deleting it immediately. Oh my god, assistant manager Young uses that app. His mind went blank, his heart was racing for an entirely new reason. Just then, Tae-min came back with 2 cans of soda. Sorry if that conversation earlier was stressful, he said. I thought you might prefer something fizzy. Thank you, Sun Woo stammered, his mind spinning. No way, he really likes men. While Tae-min spoke about the incident, explaining things calmly, Sun Woo could barely hear a word. His eyes were glued to that face, that gentle expression, while his thoughts spiraled out of control. So he's into men. Does that mean he's single? Or just casual hookups? No, why am I even thinking this way? His pulse wouldn't calm down. Meanwhile, Tae-min was still talking, completely unaware of the storm in Sun Woo's head. I told team leader Kim to cancel the charge and pay with his own card. It wasn't a private bar, just a karaoke hotel. Finance can probably overlook that much. You won't get into trouble. He smiled lightly as he spoke. Sun Woo just nodded, though he hadn't absorbed a thing. His thoughts kept circling back to that one forbidden detail. He's on that app, so he really is into men. And before he could stop himself, words slipped out of his mouth. Assistant manager. Tae-min, mid-sip of soda, looked up. Yeah. Sun Woo's voice trembled. Do you like sleeping with men? Tae-min choked, spectacularly sprayed soda everywhere. Then he started coughing violently. Park Sun Woo panicked, unsure what to do. Still, he mustered his courage and blurted out. Then, could we do it? Just once? His face turned crimson as he looked straight at Young Tae-min through his glasses. Tae-min froze, he forgot to even cough. For a moment, he just stared at Sun Woo in disbelief. What did you just say? Afraid that Tae-min would reject him, Sun Woo rushed on. I'll do well, I'll make sure you're satisfied. Young Tae-min was still too stunned to react. He averted his gaze awkwardly, pressing a hand to his forehead. Sun Woo leaned forward, fingers nervously intertwined. I mean it, I really do, he said softly, praying inside that this wasn't a mistake. He'd only ever imagined such a thing before, but his feelings for Tae-min were real. After a long, awkward silence, Tae-min's face flushed as well. He tapped his phone nervously and said, Sun Woo, I don't know where you heard such rumors about me. But first of all, this is still the office. Before he could finish, Sun Woo interrupted, blurting out, Of course, I respect your orientation, assistant manager. That startled Tae Min so much he nearly jumped. But Sun Woo kept going, his voice trembling. You probably never even saw me as anything more than a colleague. Right? That hit closer to home than Tae Min wanted to admit. He scratched the back of his neck, not knowing what to say. Sun Woo, I appreciate what you're saying, but... Sun Woo cut him off, smiling bitterly. Just being alone with you like this is already lucky enough. Inside, though, his inner voice was screaming and rolling on the floor in despair. Outwardly, he simply adjusted his glasses, his voice muffled and shy. Seeing him like that, Tae Min sighed, his usual strict, professional tone softened. Anyway, about the matter earlier. Thinking that Tae Min was upset, Sun Woo hurried to explain. I won't tell anyone, don't worry, you know I don't have many close colleagues here. When Tae Min stayed quiet, Sun Woo bit his lip and whispered. I'm sorry, I'll go now. He turned toward the door, berating himself silently. It's not his fault, the one who messed up was me, for peeking at his phone before the screen locked. His inner voice screamed. Wait, he'll think I'm some creepy stalker. I have to explain. He spun around, blurting out. Assistant manager, I didn't mean to look at your phone. Tae Min blinked, momentarily startled, then picked up his phone. Ah, so you saw the app notification? Sun Woo froze, guilt washing over him. I'm so sorry, the screen lit up, I saw it by accident. He bowed slightly, feeling horribly uneasy. This wasn't him. He was usually calm, careful, stable. But knowing that Tae Min might be into men had sent his mind spinning out of control. And that app, does that mean he likes it rough? His heart thudded. God, what's wrong with me? I'm too happy about this. While Sun Woo stood there, drowning in self-blame, Tae Min had calmed down. So, he does like me, he thought, didn't expect him to act so boldly once he knew I swing both ways. He's usually so proper and stiff. I'll just have to talk to him gently. Teach him that prying into others' phones isn't polite. Watching the poor man flail to clean the spilled drink he'd knocked over in his panic, Tae Min rested his chin on his hand. Handling someone this innocent shouldn't be too difficult. But as his gaze lingered on Sun Woo's bent back, his hips shifting as he wiped the floor, something flickered in Tae Min's chest. Not bad at all. Seeing that Sun Woo couldn't clean the mess quickly, he offered an out. If it's too much trouble, I'll let you get back to work. Sun Woo looked up nervously. Then, please, go ahead, sir. Tae Min nodded, grabbed his phone, and headed for the door. But before leaving, he paused, glanced back at Sun Woo's figure, and muttered something under his breath before walking away. Later, back at his desk, Sun Woo typed mechanically on his keyboard, his mind a blur. Human emotions are too complicated. Even if he really does like men, someone like me could never catch his eye. He puffed out his cheeks, fuming at himself. I actually blurted that out loud. From beside him, Deputy Yoon spoke up. Hey, did you call me? Without even looking over, fingers still flying across the keyboard, Sun Woo replied flatly. The attachment format you sent is all wrong. What? I just emailed you, check again. The more he typed, the more frustrated he became. Wait, why am I so restless? If anything, he's the one who suffered more embarrassment than I did. But the more he thought about it, the more wronged he felt. And exhausted. He slumped back in his chair, thinking miserably. Even if he threatened me, if it meant another one-on-one talk, I wouldn't mind. Actually, if he scolded me for running my mouth, that might even be better. Damn it, I want to kiss him. Whatever, they're just fantasies. Why should I hold back? Lost in thought, he didn't even notice Tae Min standing right behind him until Sun Woo. He jolted upright, flustered. Assistant manager. Tae Min frowned slightly, confused by his reaction. Then he bent down, pretending to check something on Sun Woo's monitor. While typing casually, he murmured, It's almost 6. Heading out on time today. Probably, Sun Woo replied uncertainly. Good. Tae Min moved the mouse and opened a blank document. The report's done, right? Yes. Before he could finish, Tae-min typed a single line into the new document. Basement level 4, parking lot, next building. Sun Woo's eyes widened as his face turned scarlet. Tae-min, keeping a perfectly straight expression, said calmly, "Something like this should do. You don't need to worry about it anymore." At that very moment, Park Sun Woo's hands trembled as he typed the final word of Young Tae-min's document. His eyes welled up with excitement, his breath catching in his throat. He clamped a hand over his mouth to stop the sound of the delighted gasp threatening to escape. His heartbeat thundered in his ears, thump, thump, thump. Is this really happening? He thought, almost dizzy with disbelief. Did my dream just come true? Meanwhile, Young Tae-min appeared completely composed. After giving a few final instructions, he lightly patted Sun Woo on the shoulder and turned to leave. "Good work," he said simply. The moment the door shut behind him, Park Sun Woo stared at the two final lines glowing on the screen. His hands pressed over his racing heart. "This is a signal," he whispered to himself, trembling. "It's not an illusion, it's not just in my head. He called me to his car in secret, that has to mean something." His imagination ran wild. Could it be, the deputy director is planning to discipline us in some special way? Just the thought made him shiver with excitement. As the end of the workday approached, Sun Woo's pulse quickened again, half anxious, half thrilled. "Calm down, he only wants to talk. He just asked to see me privately, in his car." But the more he tried to calm himself, the more vivid his fantasies became. What if he really did give me a signal? No, it doesn't have to mean that, but still, his body's incredible. That much, I'm sure of. The thought made him jolt upright, blushing furiously. No time, I should at least brush my teeth. He grabbed his toothbrush and rushed to the bathroom. When the clock struck 6, he bolted out of his seat, closing his computer in a frenzy. Even when a colleague called out to remind him that the executive director would be using the same elevator, he didn't stop, he just kept mashing the close button as if his life depended on it. By the time the elevator doors slid shut, his face was already flushed red from excitement. Who cares about some bald executive? He thought wildly. Right now, all that matters is Deputy Young. In the underground parking lot of the neighboring building, he spotted a black Mercedes with its hazard lights blinking. Nervously, he leaned closer to see if it was really Young Tae-min inside. Just then, the car door clicked open. Park Sun Woo hesitated for only a second before slipping inside, sitting stiffly in the passenger seat. Sir," he stammered. Seeing that Sun Woo had something to say, Young Tae-min turned his head slightly toward him. But Sun Woo, too thrilled to be alone with him, was busy trying to suppress the grin threatening to break across his face. "Oh my God, this is too much. My heart's going to explode." Before he could get lost in his daydream again, Young Tae-min's cold voice cut through the air. "I know you like to follow me around. You think I don't notice how your eyes are always glued to me every day?" Sun Woo froze. His secret, his little obsession, had been exposed. His face burned crimson. "Deputy, I'm sorry, I guess I was too obvious." He clutched the folder in his lap tighter, thinking, good thing he doesn't know about the diary where I write about him every night. Then Young Tae-min spoke again, his tone low and sharp. "Pathetic. Someone like you, once you found out about my ambitions, you immediately tried to make a move on me." The sudden change in tone made Sun Woo's heart flutter even faster. Tae-min's expression was dark, irritated, yet somehow even more attractive. "Ah, that face, that voice, too good. Say something more, please say more." But outwardly, he only managed to mumble, "I'm sorry." Young Tae-min's expression hardened even further. "Do you even realize how shameless you look right now? You pry into someone's private life, and then act like it's no big deal. That's disgusting." For a moment, Sun Woo felt like he'd walked into the wrong movie, because somehow, the angrier Young Tae-min got, the more alluring he became. When Sun Woo didn't reply, Young Tae-min leaned closer, his voice dropping into a quiet threat. "With someone as sneaky as you, how can I be sure you won't tell anyone what you've seen?" But Sun Woo's attention wasn't on the words anymore. All he could think was, "Closer, just a little closer." He swallowed hard, cheeks burning, and whispered, "I swear, I didn't mean to, but I really didn't." Inside, though, he couldn't help feeling a strange, giddy thrill. So my fantasy didn't come true, but still, seeing this side of him, the real him, it's perfect. Maybe if I push him just a little more, I'll see how far he'll go. With that thought, he finally spoke again, soft, but trembling with a dangerous kind of excitement. "Strictly speaking, that was only because you turned on message previews," Park Sun-woo murmured, trying to defend himself. Hearing that, Young Tae-min had nothing to say. He sighed, turning his head lazily toward him. "So you're saying it's my fault?" he asked dryly. Looking at that expression, that handsome face under the dim car light, Sun-woo's heart skipped a beat. God, this is worth it. I really am hopeless. He didn't dare say what he truly thought aloud, only muttering vaguely, "Well, it's not exactly wrong. Anyone who saw it would have noticed too." He stopped himself before going further, because what he really wanted was to keep hearing Tae-min's irritated voice. That voice, that expression was too addictive. If Tae-min could hear what was going on in his head right now, he'd probably jump out of the car. Tae-min, oblivious to Sun-woo's wild inner thoughts, exhaled tiredly. "So, if we sleep together once, will you finally shut up?" The words hit Sun-woo like a shockwave. He froze, then stammered, No, that's not what I meant." Turning red, he tried to explain, "You don't seem to have a fixed partner when you meet people through that app. That means, maybe I still have a chance." He hesitated, his voice trembling. "Even though you already know everything, I still want to say it seriously." And then, finally, he confessed, "I like you, Deputy Young." The words fell heavy in the air. For a long moment, Tae-min just stared at him, surprised, then he gave a cold, humorless laugh. Something deep inside him began to stir, a flood of memories he'd rather forget. He glanced sideways at Sun-woo, still blushing in the passenger seat, and thought bitterly, so this guy has guts. He had only intended to test him, maybe observe him a little, but the way this kid twisted things around, acting innocent while suggesting something so bold, made his chest tighten with irritation. Damn it, another one of those people. "Do you even understand what you're saying?" Tae-min asked, his voice low. "You say you like me, but how much do you really know about me?" Park Sun-woo. As he leaned closer, the space between them shrank. Sun-woo's breath caught, his heart pounding in chaotic excitement. Inside, he was screaming, "Of course I know. I know your face, your voice, your body, everything about you drives me crazy." Tae-min studied him carefully, his expression darkening. "You think just because I smiled at you, that I'm kind?" Sun-woo blinked rapidly, thinking to himself, "No, I know you're gentle with everyone, but if you look closely, your eyes are always distant. You never really see anyone." Before he could finish that thought, Tae-min suddenly grabbed his chin, forcing him to look up. "So," he said icily, "after seeing things you shouldn't have, you decided to ask for a turn yourself. People like you are all the same." His tone sharpened. "Everyone calls me a prince, and they all assume I'm charming and refined, but most of them just want their fantasies to come true." Sun-woo, startled by the intensity in his eyes, shook his head quickly. "I never thought like that. I never even imagined I'd have the chance to get close to you. It was just a foolish crush. I know that, but even this side of you, the sharp, impolite one, I like it too." Almost without realizing, his hands reached out, trembling, brushing against Tae-min's sleeve. "This face, this voice, I can't help it," he thought desperately. Tae-min glanced down at the hand clutching his shirt and suddenly made a decision. His tone dropped low, almost dangerously calm. "Fine then, let's see if you can handle what you're asking for." Sun-woo's eyes widened in disbelief. "Really? Whatever I say," Tae-min continued, "you don't get to refuse. Understood?" The air grew thick with tension. Sun-woo could hardly breathe. His pulse pounded in his ears as he nodded weakly. And just when things grew too heated to bear, when words turned into breathless silence, the world seemed to spin. Sun-woo jolted awake, trembling. His face was hot, his heart beat wild. Wait, was that real? Did that really happen? He pressed a hand over his racing heart, whispering, "Oh my God, thank you. Heaven, please tell me that was real."